Have you ever wondered how we would cope if we lost our spouse? Life is unpredictable, and losing a partner can leave us feeling empty, even lost. But what if there were ways not just to survive, but to truly thrive after such a profound loss? Join us as we reveal inspiring stories of three individuals who have journeyed through this hardship and learned invaluable lessons. Discover how we can find hope, independence, and joy, even after the most heartbreaking loss. Life's journey is uncertain. We never know how far the person we love will walk beside us. As Miyazaki wisely put it, life is like a train, and everyone can only accompany you for part of the journey. When they have to get off, be grateful for the wonderful times you've shared. And if someone can accompany you for the whole ride, be even more grateful. Having a partner through life seasons is a blessing, yet not all love endures for a lifetime. Some partners leave this world too soon, whether due to illness or tragedy. When they're gone, the home feels emptier and life feels as though it's lost its foundation. But no matter the sorrow, time moves forward and the loved one cannot return. After a spouse's passing, we must find healing and live well, despite the void. Three seasoned individuals share their stories to remind us, especially those in midlife and beyond, that if our spouse departs first, we must avoid three pitfalls to ensure a fulfilling and dignified life ahead. Doing so promises a more comfortable and rewarding journey through our later years. 1. Immersing in prolonged grief. Imagine losing someone who was a steady presence in your life, a companion through years of joy and hardship. The void left by that absence feels overwhelming, and sorrow seems unending. This was a reality for a woman named Emily, who at 67 faced the devastating loss of her beloved husband. Suddenly, she found herself in a place of profound emptiness, wondering how to move forward without him. Her journey, from darkness to a renewed sense of purpose, reveals the remarkable resilience of the human heart. Her story is about more than sadness. It's a story of rediscovering strength, rekindling hope, and learning to find purpose again. Join us as we explore this poignant experience and discover how, even in life's most painful chapters, there's a way toward light and healing. This experience offers profound insight into the nature of grief. She shares, "When I was 64, my husband passed away. Those first days of loss felt surreal, as if I were moving through life in a daze. I felt like a shadow, empty and hollow. I would cry myself to sleep, especially at night, lying alone in the bed we once shared. There were moments when I thought of giving up, but every time I looked at our old photos, I saw our happiness. I thought, maybe I should keep going. He wouldn't want me to live in despair. Tears could never bring him back. So, I decided to live in a way that would bring him peace, wherever he may be." Gradually, she began to grasp a difficult truth. The divide between life and death brings immeasurable sorrow, but those who remain must carry on. The beauty of the past, no matter how vivid, cannot be the only place we dwell. Learning to embrace the present and find hope for the future became her new path. Living well became her way to honor her husband's memory, as well as a responsibility to herself. In the immediate aftermath of her loss, she tried to stay calm, speaking gently to herself. She focused on maintaining her health and allowing her feelings without letting them consume her. Bit by bit, she adjusted her outlook, gathering the courage to live with independence and inner strength. She learned to savor each day's small joys, eating when she felt hungry, walking through parks, letting nature's quiet beauty soothe her. Solitude became less a burden and more a place of quiet grace, where she found dignity in her own company. This quiet time became like a finely aged wine, rich, layered, and something to be appreciated with reflection. When loneliness crept in, she reached out. Conversations with friends brought comfort, where shared memories could be revisited and laughter could lighten even the heaviest heart. These later years, she realized, could still hold beauty and meaning, even if her path was now a solo journey. Her experience underscores why the journey through loss is something we all need to understand. This story shows that sorrow is universal, regardless of age, background, or beliefs. Losing someone deeply loved brings a pain that we all know. Such shared experiences remind us that we are not isolated in our suffering. Knowing others have walked this path can offer a quiet comfort, a reminder that we are never truly alone. Her journey also speaks to the strength of resilience. Life will bring unforeseen, often unbearable changes. Yet, as she moved forward, she showed that it is possible to rebuild, even after a profound loss. This reminds us that while the ache of loss may linger, there is a way to rediscover meaning, to let new joys find their place in our lives again. Additionally, her story highlights the importance of self-care during times of profound sadness. It is easy to neglect our needs when sorrow feels all-consuming. Yet, by focusing on her health, finding small moments of joy, and seeking the companionship of friends, she was able to nurture herself back to a place of balance. Her choices show us the steps we can take, the small acts of self-kindness that can ease the weight of heartache. Moreover, her relationship with memories became a source of strength and solace. Looking back on happy times with her husband allowed her to cherish the love they shared while finding courage to move forward. She learned that memories, when held tenderly, could be both a comfort and a guide. 2. Over-relying on children for the rest of your life. Have we ever truly considered what life becomes for elderly parents who move in with their grown children? Does it bring comfort and companionship? Or can it reveal unexpected challenges and deep heartache? Here, we meet a 65-year-old widow, once immersed in her daughter's home, but later finding her own path to independence. Her story reveals a lesson on the value of standing on our own, even as we age. Let's journey through her experience to uncover why. Sometimes, the best company we can have is our own. After losing her husband, she moved in with her daughter. In her heart, she believed this was natural. She had raised her child, and now, in her old age, her child would be there for her. At first, she was grateful for the support her daughter offered. Having just welcomed a new grandson, her daughter needed help, and this widow, eager to fill the void left by her husband's passing, dedicated herself wholeheartedly. She saw her grandson as a symbol of the life she once shared with her husband, pouring her love into caring for him. For a while, living together seemed ideal. Her daughter and son-in-law even provided a small allowance at first, but that stopped once they realized she had her own pension. As time passed and her grandson grew, she noticed her pension was becoming insufficient to support everyone. Occasionally, she would mention it, but her daughter's responses grew impatient. At times, she would give a small sum, but more often than not, she would pretend to forget. Then came the disagreements. Small differences turned into larger misunderstandings. She found herself advising her daughter to save more, to spend wisely, and to focus on raising her son with discipline. But her daughter's patience wore thin. Conversations became short. Respect began to fade. The once warm home turned cold, and she felt the painful reality of being an unwelcome guest. She finally made a decision. She would return to her own home. When she expressed her plan, her daughter and son-in-law said they'd miss her, but she sensed their relief. She had become a presence they no longer needed. The first days alone were lonely. Life felt hollow without the emotional connection of family around her. But as days passed, something shifted. She found peace in her own company. She rediscovered her love for painting, joined a calligraphy group, and made friends who shared her interests. Her life became rich with purpose, and the quiet days filled her with a sense of freedom she hadn't felt in years. After her husband's passing, this was the retirement she had secretly longed for, a life of simplicity, independence, and dignity. Her story reminds us of the strength found in independence. As we live longer, many of us will face the challenge of forging a life alone when a spouse is gone. While living with grown children may seem ideal, it can sometimes bring unexpected emotional burdens. This journey reveals why self-reliance in our golden years is often the key to genuine happiness. Firstly, sharing a home with children can lead to tensions rooted in generational differences. Our lifestyles and values may no longer align. Conflicts around finances, lifestyle choices, and even the small details of daily routines often arise, challenging the harmony we once envisioned. This isn't unique to one culture. It's a shared human experience across countries and communities. Secondly, no one wants to feel like a burden. She poured herself into her daughter's household, yet over time, she felt unappreciated, even resented. This emotional toll can leave elderly parents feeling deeply isolated, with a growing sense of worthlessness. And in cultures where independence is valued, this feeling can be especially harsh. Finally, her story shows us that personal fulfillment matters immensely. When she eventually learned to enjoy her own company, she rediscovered parts of herself she had long set aside. Pursuing hobbies, connecting with new friends, and engaging with her community brought her joy she never imagined. Staying socially active and following our passions are vital to a happy retirement. Wherever we live, seniors find meaning in community centers, local clubs, and volunteer groups that provide companionship, purpose, and a sense of belonging. In the end, while the idea of living with family may seem comforting, her story reveals that carving out our own path brings deeper satisfaction and peace. For many seniors, finding a way to maintain autonomy leads to a more fulfilling, dignified life. This lesson resonates profoundly, reminding us that our happiness and well-being rest in preserving our independence and embracing our unique journey. If this story resonates with you, please let us know by commenting 1. If not, comment 2. We appreciate your feedback and thank you for spending time with us. 3. Rashly finding a new partner or remarrying. Are you thinking about finding a new partner or remarrying in your later years? Before stepping into a new relationship, take a moment to hear Mrs. Julia's story. At 62, she thought she'd found companionship after losing her first husband, only to encounter unexpected struggles. Her journey is a valuable reminder for anyone considering remarriage later in life. Join us as we explore the realities of elderly remarriage through her story and uncover insights that may help prevent regrets down the road. At 62, Julia had already been through 2 marriages. Her first husband passed away unexpectedly at 53, leaving a void she thought she might never fill. After years of companionship, he was gone, and she faced retirement alone. Hoping for a new chapter, Julia remarried 3 years later, yet her second marriage fell apart within a year. The pain of that experience lingers, a sharp reminder that not all unions bring peace. After retiring at 50, Julia had imagined traveling with her husband, making up for lost time and filling her days with shared adventures. Yet, that dream faded when he fell ill, passing away before they could live out their plans. In the wake of his death, Julia's grief ran deep. Her son, worried for her, invited her to move in with him, but she didn't want to be a burden. Instead, she joined dance and poetry classes, hoping to find new joy in these simple pursuits. It was there that she met a kind man, Mr. Joel. At first, they were friendly acquaintances, but when Julia sprained her ankle one day, Mr. Joel stepped in, taking her to the hospital and helping her during her recovery. They grew close, finding comfort in each other's company. After 2 months, he proposed, expressing his desire for mutual support. Though Julia was flattered, she hesitated, turning to her son for advice. He suggested that they meet Mr. Joel's family before making any commitments. However, despite his advice, Julia decided to move forward after a single dinner together. In the beginning, everything seemed to flow well. Julia took care of the home, something she had always done, without a second thought. But trouble began when she planned a trip with her old friends. Mr. Joel was upset, arguing that her absence would disrupt the household. Julia felt she was treated more like a maid than a partner. This was the first crack in the marriage, the first seed of doubt. Tensions only grew after that. Mr. Joel's son went through a divorce, and his young grandson came to live with them. Julia did her best, treating the boy as her own, yet he was difficult, fussy about food and prone to tantrums. When Julia suggested that perhaps Mr. Joel's son should take the boy back, her husband was livid, reminding her that she wasn't the boy's mother. Julia felt the sting of rejection, as if she were an outsider in her own home. After months of enduring these conflicts, Julia finally filed for divorce. Being alone, she realized, was far less painful than the constant struggles she faced in this marriage. Reflecting on her journey, she saw how crucial it was to think carefully before remarrying in later years. Remarrying as an older adult brings unique challenges, ones that can complicate life in ways we may not anticipate. First, elderly remarriage often brings deeply ingrained habits and viewpoints that have taken decades to develop. Unlike younger couples, who may more easily adapt to new lifestyles, older individuals tend to have well-established routines. Julia felt this acutely when Mr. Joel's expectations clashed with her own. These conflicts, seemingly small, can build into significant sources of stress and unhappiness. Family acceptance is another challenge. Children and grandchildren may already have set routines, and a new spouse can disrupt their sense of stability. For Julia, the arrival of Mr. Joel's grandson brought tension she hadn't anticipated. Without the family's full support, the relationship became a burden rather than a joy. Emotional readiness is also essential. After losing a spouse, it's natural to feel lonely, but that loneliness shouldn't drive us to make rushed decisions. Julia's decision to marry quickly, without fully heeding her son's advice, ultimately led to heartache. Taking time to heal and evaluate one's needs can prevent rushed decisions that might later bring regret. Financial and legal considerations play a role as well. While Julia's story doesn't delve deeply into these aspects, issues like inheritance, healthcare, and assets can create unexpected complications. Older couples must address these matters openly to avoid later conflicts that may arise. Julia's experience reminds us that while companionship in later years is a beautiful thing, it must be approached with caution and care. Understanding the potential challenges can help us make choices that bring happiness and stability. Life after losing a spouse is undeniably hard, yet we can find joy again. By taking small steps toward healing, building new connections, and focusing on our health and well-being, we can create a fulfilling life. The stories of those who have faced loss, like Emily, Mary, and Julia, show us that resilience and self-care are essential to moving forward. nurturing ourselves and embracing new experiences with wisdom, and we open doors to hope and fulfillment, even in the darkest of times. 4. 7 great things about getting older. As we step into the later stages of life, a whole new chapter begins, filled with unique rewards and transformations. When we're young, the idea of aging can seem overwhelming, and the focus often falls on the downsides. But in reality, the journey of growing older reveals incredible benefits. Studies show that people who see aging positively tend to approach it with far more optimism than those who resist it. It's a choice between embracing the years ahead or letting fear and doubt cloud the beauty of the process. Take, for example, a couple of men in their 20s who recently mocked a man in his 50s for working out at the gym. They questioned his motivation, unable to see that his dedication was a testament to a life fully engaged. One can only wonder how these young men's attitudes toward fitness and aging might change when they, too, have a few more decades behind them. So, let's dive into 7 wonderful things that come with getting older. 1. A clearer sense of self ***. With age, we gain a much stronger understanding of who we are. We recognize our strengths and weaknesses and have a deeper awareness of what makes us truly happy. We're more honest with ourselves and know what we need to thrive. There's a comfort in knowing who we are and becoming more accepting of our unique qualities. Mistakes, once a source of embarrassment, now appear as valuable lessons. This self-understanding brings us peace, acceptance, and even a quiet joy in knowing we're becoming our truest selves. 2. A refined appreciation for what brings joy ***. Over the years, we develop a clearer sense of what we genuinely enjoy. We know the activities, people, and experiences that fill us with energy and purpose. Whether it's exploring new ideas, connecting with others, or spending time on creative pursuits, we become skilled at curating our lives to align with our deepest values. And now, saying no to what doesn't serve us feels natural. We protect our time and invest it where it truly matters. We have the courage to honor our passions, letting them guide us toward fulfillment. 3. A well-tailored environment ***. We learn the value of crafting our surroundings to suit our needs. Noise and distractions no longer hold appeal. Instead, we seek peace in spaces that allow us to focus. Having an environment that respects our need for quiet allows us to flourish. We choose work and activities that honor this need, avoiding stress and improving productivity. Where once we tolerated chaos, we now cultivate calm, creating a sanctuary that supports our well-being and effectiveness. 4. Trusting our instincts ***. Years of experience bring a powerful sense of intuition. We trust our instincts more and have the confidence to follow them. If something doesn't feel right, we listen. When it does, we embrace it wholeheartedly. We no longer feel the need to overanalyze every decision. Instead, we follow the quiet voice within, which has guided us through so much already. We know that trusting ourselves has led to growth, fulfillment, and unexpected rewards that make life rich and meaningful. 5. A profound gratitude for life ***. With age, there's a shift in perspective that brings profound gratitude. We cherish each day, appreciating the simple privilege of being alive. We recognize the fleeting nature of time and embrace the small joys that make life beautiful. Rather than dwelling on limitations, we celebrate all that we can still do. This gratitude shapes how we live, focusing on the beauty of each moment and remaining thankful for the journey. We cherish the wisdom and memories gained and are grateful for the time we still have to experience life's wonders. 6. Embracing our aging bodies ***. We come to peace with our changing appearance. The lines, wrinkles, and imperfections tell a story of years well lived. Rather than comparing ourselves to a younger generation or to media ideals, we accept our evolving beauty with pride. Aging is no longer something to resist, but to honor. We recognize the gift in every mark and feel content with who we see in the mirror. We understand that true beauty comes from living fully, not from striving to meet unrealistic standards. 7. Wisdom as a gift to share ***. Wisdom is one of aging's greatest gifts. Our life experiences have taught us valuable lessons that we can now share with others. We've grown more patient, empathetic, and compassionate. We understand that people's choices often come from deep emotions rather than logic. This knowledge helps us approach others with understanding and kindness. Our wisdom is a resource, something to offer to those who seek guidance. We know that through our experiences, we have much to give. Aging isn't just about growing older. It's about growing richer in knowledge, compassion, and authenticity. Each year adds depth, wisdom, and beauty to our lives, allowing us to embrace life's journey with a heart that's open and grateful. Number 5. Is 60 a new beginning or a step to decline? ***. At 50, we felt like we were hitting a significant milestone. Life still held endless possibilities. We were active, diving into new adventures, and work was central to our days. The world seemed wide open, with time stretching ahead, full of unexplored horizons. But now, reaching 60, we find ourselves at yet another crossroads. And this one feels different. It's natural to wonder, do we have enough time to do everything we've dreamed of? With each year, will our bodies keep up with our ambitions? Physical changes start to make themselves known, like knee aches and limitations we hadn't faced before. Thankfully, it's not arthritis. Yet, years of dancing have taken a toll, tearing ligaments and reminding us to tread carefully. There were once goals we assumed we'd accomplish, like trekking the Anasazi circuit. But now, we realize some dreams might not come to pass. It's a sobering thought, acknowledging that some ambitions may stay as dreams. We may not play piano in a concert hall or join Bear Grylls on a reality show. Sure, we could take piano lessons or try our hand at a TV show audition. But we're aware that our drive to push boundaries isn't what it used to be. A decade ago, these challenges would have thrilled us. Now, though, we're drawn to what genuinely resonates. It's not about proving anything to anyone, least of all ourselves. We're choosing to be authentic, to live in a way that aligns with who we are at this stage. Our fitness may have shifted, but our pride remains. We may have to be mindful of our knees and backs at the gym, yet we still take on those weights. We can swing a 20 kilograms kettlebell, hold a plank 3 times over, and tackle bicep curls with 8 kilograms weights in each hand. That's no small feat, it's a testament to our resilience. Fitness remains essential, not just for the body, but for the spirit. After ending a long marriage, many of us have been given the gift of rediscovery. The freedom to explore who we are, independent and thriving, is exhilarating. We've found joy in our own company, and even more in the friends we've gathered along the way. We're no longer the hidden versions of ourselves. We're alive, vibrant, and social. Making new connections has come naturally, and we're grateful for this new chapter filled with laughter, late-night conversations, and girls' nights that fill our hearts. People say our energy is contagious. We're learning to say yes to what truly calls to us, and no to anything that doesn't serve our happiness. Setting boundaries becomes easier over time, and with it, a stronger commitment to our own well-being. Where once we might have felt pressure to meet others' expectations or fix their problems, we've come to understand that everyone has their own journey. Trying to solve everything for others only takes away their chance to grow. Now, our focus is on our own path. Embracing aging is no longer something we do reluctantly. We accept it with open arms. We're not here to look like we're 25. We're here to honor the body that's carried us through life. Our skin may be different now, but we wear it with pride, grateful for its resilience and strength. We're living life on our terms, dressing in clothes that make us feel joyful and expressing ourselves freely. In the past, we'd set arbitrary conditions for small pleasures, waiting to buy a new pair of underwear until we'd lost a stone, for instance. Now, we realize life is too short to wait. We bought that new pair, and we wear it daily, celebrating each moment as it comes. Why postpone happiness? We're embracing today, for today is what truly matters. 6. Knowing our own minds. As we step into this new chapter, retirement on the horizon, we finally get to peel back the layers. No more masks. We get to be true to who we are. If we don't, we risk losing ourselves in the expectations of others. But what's the cost of that? One of the gifts of growing older is the clarity we gain about who we are and what we value. Life may still hold its uncertainties, but one thing is clear. We are done with anything that doesn't align with our principles, and we're learning to let go of what no longer serves us. In our younger years, many of us would bend and adapt, especially in the workplace. We would push ourselves, eager to impress. We were the mask of the ideal employee, driven, always saying yes, putting in extra hours, sacrificing personal time. Our jobs consumed us. Back in 1985, there was an unspoken pressure. If we took too long away from work, we'd be left behind. Some of us even worked through our maternity leaves, believing our careers depended on it. But with time, we see it differently. There's always another promotion, always another chance. Age gives us the wisdom to view life from a broader perspective. Now, we do what feels right for us. We dance without caring if anyone's watching, knowing some may not even notice. We attend events alone if we want to, without needing company as a safety net. We're at ease striking up conversations with strangers, asking questions, standing our ground in subtle but firm ways. Reaching this point brings liberation. We're done trying to please everyone, done meeting every expectation. We're freer to honor our true selves. When someone invites us to lunch or a party, we go if we feel like it. If not, we decline, no guilt attached. We respect our own boundaries and allow others theirs. If friends or partners choose not to join us, we let them. We've reached a stage, often in our late 50s or 60s, where we find the confidence to be authentic. We wear what we like, and we stand up for our beliefs. Interestingly, people in this age group often return to causes they cared about in their youth. In some of my research, I noticed that those who campaign for the environment now are often the same ones who once protested for other social causes, like nuclear disarmament. Rediscovering these passions lets our truest selves shine. For many of us, embracing our gray hair and the natural lines on our faces has been a part of this journey. Each line tells a story, a testament to years well lived, and we're learning to appreciate them. This is our time to live authentically, embracing the wisdom and freedom that come with age. 7. 20 benefits to getting older. Embracing the gifts of aging. As we journey through life, age offers us gifts that surprise and enrich us. While each stage brings its own challenges, Growing older opens doors to benefits that deepen our joy, resilience, and understanding. Here are 20 ways aging enhances our lives, helping us navigate the world with grace and fulfillment. 1. Less fear of failure. As we age, the sting of failure lessens. We've faced setbacks and grown stronger. Now, taking risks becomes easier, driven by lessons learned. This resilience makes us bolder and wiser, willing to embrace new challenges with calm confidence. 2. Growing creativity. With time, our minds become rich with memories, stories, and insights. This wealth of experience sparks creativity. We combine old ideas with new ones, finding innovative solutions and uncovering passions we didn't know we had. 3. Deeper emotional intelligence. Age often brings greater empathy and emotional balance. We listen more, judge less, and connect on a deeper level. These skills make relationships richer, creating bonds filled with understanding and kindness. 4. Stronger connection to nature. Nature becomes a sanctuary. We find joy in the simple act of being outdoors, feeling the wind, hearing the birds, or tending a garden. This connection grounds us, bringing a quiet peace that soothes the soul. 5. Freedom from peer pressure. As years pass, we become truer to ourselves. Societal expectations no longer bind us. We choose paths that reflect our values. We let go of others' opinions and embrace choices that align with who we are. 6. Sharpen problem-solving skills. Life experience teaches us to tackle challenges with clarity. We face complex situations, learning to find solutions. This wisdom allows us to see issues from all sides, finding answers that balance heart and mind. 7. Increase patience and understanding. Patience blooms as we age. We know everyone has a story, a struggle. We become gentler, more accepting of others' flaws and our own. This tolerance creates harmony, allowing us to build bridges instead of walls. 8. Breaking free from societal norms. Age frees us from restrictive norms. We no longer feel the need to conform. Instead, we live authentically, true to ourselves, celebrating the beauty of individualism over imitation. 9. Lifelong learning. Learning doesn't end. In fact, curiosity deepens as we age. With time on our side, we dive into books, classes, or even online courses, discovering the joy of knowledge and feeding our curiosity. 10. New hobbies and passions. The later years bring time to explore passions we once set aside. We might pick up a paintbrush, learn an instrument, or immerse ourselves in new languages. Each hobby enriches our lives, filling our days with purpose and joy. 11. Unique problem-solving abilities. With decades of experience, we see things differently. We approach challenges with a steady hand, relying on the life lessons we've gathered to find practical, thoughtful solutions. 12. Gratitude for simple joys. Gratitude grows as we age. We find beauty in small moments, a warm sunrise, a loved one's laughter, a quiet cup of tea. These simple joys become treasures, and we feel a deep appreciation for each one. 13. More time for reflection. As work commitments lighten, time opens for introspection. We look back on our lives, finding meaning in our journey and gaining a clearer understanding of who we are and what truly matters. 14. Legacy building. A desire to leave a positive mark emerges. We focus on actions that will outlast us, mentoring others, volunteering, or contributing to causes close to our heart. This legacy becomes a gift to future generations. 15. shift from materialism to meaning. Material possessions lose their pull. We value experiences, relationships, and memories over things. This shift brings fulfillment as we focus on what genuinely enriches our lives. 16. The role of mentor. With age, we become guides. We offer advice, share experiences, and help others find their way. This mentoring role allows us to pass on wisdom, shaping the future through kindness and guidance. 17. Inner peace and contentment. We begin to find peace within. Life no longer feels like a race. We've grown, accepted ourselves, and found joy in the journey. This peace allows us to embrace life's imperfections with grace. 18. Enhance intuition. Our instincts become stronger. Life experience hones our intuition, helping us trust our gut and make decisions with confidence. We rely on this inner wisdom, guiding us through challenges with a steady hand. 19. Broader perspective on the world. Over the years, we witness history unfold. This broadens our perspective, helping us understand the world and appreciate its complexities. Our wisdom enriches discussions, adding depth to conversations and insight to decisions. 20. Sharing wisdom. We become storytellers. Our experiences turn into lessons for others, offering guidance, comfort, and inspiration. This sharing strengthens communities, passing down knowledge that lights the way forward. These gifts of aging highlight the richness that comes with time. While youth may bring energy, age brings depth. Embracing these benefits reminds us that growing older is a journey filled with growth, connection, and wisdom. As we walk this path, each step brings us closer to understanding life's true treasures.